Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new video. So today I wanted to share with you my updated oily skin girl routine in 2024. I have found so many amazing products throughout the year that I've been testing out, and these are the ones that stand out. They're true and they've actually worked on my skin. I have been in the beauty industry for years and I've been trying so many foundations, so many primers, and these are the ones that have literally stood the test of time. So if you are oily, this video is for you. If you have combination skin, this video is also for you. So with that said, grab your cafecito, grab some notes because you're gonna want these products, and let's jump right into today's video. Skincare is just as important as primer, foundation, anything that you use. So make sure you're moisturizing your skin even if you are extremely oily, because chances are that if your skin is too oily, it means that you're not moisturizing enough. So your skin is producing extra sebum, excess oil to kind of like counteract for the lack of moisture. My favorite ones are moisturizers that are in a gel form because they're not as heavy. The e.l.f. Skin Holy Hydration Gel Moisturizer is one of my favorites. I've purchased this over and over and it just doesn't fail. And it's a really nice, rich, and creamy consistency, but with a gel form. It does have a very light scent, but it doesn't irritate the skin. And the best thing is that it's affordable. My favorite primer at the moment has to be the One Size Oil Sucker Primer because this truly just mattifies the skin. As you can see, mine is a little bit dewy right now. I'm going to just give you an example of how this works. It is extremely mattifying because it does contain alkaline powder, which just absorbs any excess oil. It does dry really quickly, so you have to work extremely fast. And once it sets, do not move, just stay still, and you will see the blurring mattifying effect. Do you see this? Do you see how matte this is? I mean, hello. Once that's done, I'm going to go in with my foundation. I have tried so many throughout the years, and the one that I can truly say has kept me matte for at least like 8 hours is the Urban Decay Face Bond Foundation. This foundation, not only is it self-setting, it is waterproof, humidity proof, and sweat proof. It is great for every day because it's not going to clog your pores, and it just wears so nicely on the skin. It truly is an amazing foundation, and I'm not getting paid to say that. This is genuinely a great foundation. I am in the shade 19, which is medium golden olive. I personally like to go in with a brush, and then if I feel like my skin needs it, then I will go in with my beauty sponge at the end. Brush and beauty sponge, yes. Now the shades are a little off, but that's okay because this will all work out. I'm definitely gonna have to bring this down to my neck because it is more of a summer shade for me. I'm not sure if I mentioned that this foundation is also super full coverage and super long wearing, and it's very comfortable on the skin. This has to be by far the best foundation that Urban Decay has ever launched. And I can say that with my chest because I have tried so many foundations, like high-end and drugstore, and genuinely none of them compare to this. Not one. So again, oily skin girls, this one is for you, okay? This is going to be your bestie for 2024, 2025. She is a girl's girl, okay? That's all you gotta know. Do you see how that covered up literally everything? This is going to be a very full coverage foundation, and it is self-setting, so literally no stickiness, no like nothing. Usually it looks very like wet because the foundations normally don't set. This does it for you. So you don't need to go in with a powder and set your skin, but I'm going to show you a little trick towards the video, fast forwarding to the video, so stick around. I'm going to go in with my favorite concealer, if you guys can guess it. Brownie points for you. I'm going in with my Anastasia. Of course, less is more whenever you have oily skin, because the more products that you have on your skin, the faster they'll kind of like cake up. But because this concealer is full coverage, I don't necessarily need too much. But I do struggle with having a heavy hand when it comes to my concealer. So I'm only adding this to the areas that I really want to brighten up, just because this foundation is a lot darker than my skin tone. I should probably go rematch myself, but at this point I'm like, whatever. I can work with it. I'm going to start off by blending the chin, just because I do notice that whenever I use this primer and this foundation in conjunction together, see, it makes it hard to blend any product that you lay on top of it. Not hard, but it just dries quickly. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to use a little powder puff. Use a clean powder puff that has no powder, and use it specifically to blend out your concealer. This has been such a game changer for me. Not only is it more cost effective, but also it takes your concealer such a long way, and it leaves it the consistency that it's supposed to be. So if it's a thick concealer, it's going to stay nice and thick and heavy and full coverage because it doesn't absorb any of the product. It just drags it. I'm just tapping it into the skin, blending it into the cheek to make sure that we don't have any harsh lines, and then I'm bringing it to the sides of my nose. I also like to bring this all the way up here because if you contour your nose, it just kind of creates that blueprint, that guideline for you. This is optional, but I noticed that whenever I use a cream base, either bronzer or blush, I don't feel the need to go in with more products. So again, less is more with oily skin. I'm going to take my Tower 28 Sculptino Getty little cream bronzer, if you will. And I'm going to start on the forehead since Mama's got a big one. Oh my gosh, you scared me. Jeez, why would you do that to me? I'm going to take that as well. I'm blending it upwards to where that concealer is so we don't get any of those harsh lines. Here's the point where you can do any contouring that you personally like to do. For me personally, I like to contour my nose, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Same thing with blush. If you apply a liquid blush, you don't have to really go in with a powder, especially when they're pigmented. This one is Copper Etiquette from e.l.f. We're just gonna blend that into the up into the temple area. And I like to bring my blush every time as high as I can into the under eye because it really helps to just blend everything and it doesn't look so crazy and you don't see like a harsh line. So just take your time when you're blending your blush, and if you use too much you can always just go in with your sponge like me. See, I brought it in too far. Obviously I don't want to do that, but I accidentally dragged it down. I recently picked up this new technique and I've been doing it ever since, and I really love it. I use a pressed powder first and then we go in and bake. So I'm going to use a new powder puff because I don't want the liquids and the powders to kind of, combine. And I'm going to use my favorite Frankie Rose Cosmetics palette. This is the Pro palette, and I like to mix both of these shades because the yellow can be a little too intense. So I like to go in with both of those shades and really press them in. Like I mentioned earlier, with this specific foundation, you do not need to go in and set the skin because it is a self-setting foundation. However, I am oily and I do like that just like extra matte look on my skin. If you don't like that, then you can skip this step. But this step for me is like crucial in my routine because literally it makes my pores disappear, texture disappear, my skin looks extremely smooth, and it just locks in everything. Any moisture that you have will literally lock it in. The Polite Society Brightening Peach More Than a Pretty Powder is amazing. This is a pore minimizing talc free microfined loose setting powder. It is great, you guys. Another great one that is very similar to this is the MAC Studio Fix Pro Set and Blur. That one is another holy grail, but this one is just a product that I recently discovered like maybe a few months ago, and I have not been able to put it down because it's that good. I do like to use a jumbo powder puff for this. This is the Blend and Snap. I got this from Amazon. It is such a big powder puff, and I love it because it's so easy to just set your entire skin on one go. And just like that, look at that. And you can see the difference. Like here it's a little more like rough. You can still see some of my texture, and here it's a lot more smooth. You can also use a pressed powder, something like this from one size. This is the turn up the base in medium 4G. This is great if you feel like you need additional coverage. For me, I don't feel like I need it. I don't want the extra coverage, which is why I use almost like translucent setting powder versus this, but this will also set your skin and make that skin look literally flawless. At this point, you can kind of just see what your skin needs. I need a little bit of bronzer, so I'm just going to take a little bit of bronzer and just kind of like bring that color back, even though I don't need much because I did underpaint, if you will. And I'm just going to take a little bit and apply it right here. Now at this point, I feel like my skin is extremely matte. I have a lot of powder here. So what I like to do is I like to take some sort of mist, a setting spray. I like to use this one. This is not going to be my final step, but the Morphe Continuous Prep and Set Mist. It brings your skin back to life. It melts all the powders on your skin instead of looking just like a powdered skin. Just watch. And then for my cheeks, I'm going to add a little bit more pink because I am wearing all pink. I just filmed a look on the brand new collection with Wet n Wild and Hello Kitty, hence why I'm wearing so much pink, which is so unlike me. But I just wanted to add a touch more of a pink color. And this one, the volume 2 from Juvia's, volume 4, sorry, from Juvia's Place, is literally the perfect color. I'm going to set this skin really quick since the base is done. Now, if you want your skin to stay super matte, long wearing, transfer proof, sweat proof, humidity proof, all that, then you need the One Size Until Down mattifying waterproof setting spray. This will not move, will not go anywhere. Your skin will stay in place literally all day. This lip gloss is truly gorgeous, but that is it, you guys. This is my go-to matte skin routine for oily skin. So if you suffer from texture, large pores, oily skin, oily T-zone, this is the video for you. If you follow these steps, I promise you your makeup is going to look amazing. It's going to stay in place all day. It's going to be matte. You might still see some shine coming through, but it's going to be so minimal that literally the tiniest powder will take it away. But you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. And these products will be linked in the description box down below. So I hope you check them out. I hope you try out this routine. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.